Good morning, everyone. Let's start with a quick round of introductions. Please introduce your full name and your role. First, my name is Nakyeong Yi, today's chairman and partner lead.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Dimitri Tudorov and I'm product lead.
Hello, my name is Anouk Braun. I am COO.
Hello, I'm Anouk Braun and I'm the CEO.
Hello, I'm Malmata and I'm the CHRO.
Hello, I'm Koshin Ome. I'm a marketing lead.
Hi, I'm Ilya Faznekhmedov. I'm the CFO.
Great. Before we start, Melo, could you please review the last minutes?
Sure. So the last minute we talked about the KPI progress. We progressed a lot on that and the marketing was complete. The poster was in translation. The social media was in discussion. Also, we update Rada on everything, the external coach. Please update on everything. We thought that the task division could be improved because we didn't have the same amount of tasks for the SME and we can work on that to be more efficient. Also, we recap the municipality meeting, so we are unable to secure a web page on the municipal website, but so we are going to create our own. But the municipality can support us by validating our site with official mark. And we brainstorm about the website. So using Squarespace, right? With a custom domain, and yeah, we are working on this. We are going to brainstorm more today, I think. And for the finance, then we had some feedback from Mr. Wang to finalize it and then submit it again. So basically that's all.
Okay, thank you. Now that we have our business plan great, let's quickly review them individually and then move on to the detailed parts. As for financial plan, we will discuss it in more detail later. So, could you review the operational plan?
The operational plan was passed with a 7.8.
We also passed the marketing plan. The grade is 9.0.
And for the HR plan we also passed with 8.2, so basically that's why he gave me some advice to improve it, but he said that's pretty good. So
That's nice. Okay, let's move on to the HR point.
okay. So first of all, I wanted to check the current state of the team. So I wanted you to give me what do you think we can improve to be more efficient and yeah, because last time we thought that maybe the task division wasn't perfect and that some people has more tasks than others. So maybe we can I can work on this as HR to improve the task division. Also, I think the communication could be more clear. I don't know if you have some ideas, some points you think we can work on it.
I think the major problem is maybe that there are people that speak more than others, and I feel like we should all feel free to tell others what's on our minds and the way we can improve more if we hear everyone's opinion, because every opinion matters, of course. And maybe other people need to lay back more, like me, for example. But I think that would improve a lot.
Yeah, sure. And I think that's really related to the 360 feedback who's coming. Because with the 360 feedback, then we can probably improve more things. So that's fine. About the 360 feedback, then I have the class this 24 March from 1 to 2 with the CEO. So we can get more information at this time about what is exactly the 360 feedback, even if I have idea on that. But yeah. And so just to give you some idea about the feedback, does not consist of any blaming or making reproach to anyone, but just improving the communication, basically.
Oh yeah, what I also forgot to say, I'm the minute taker for this meeting.
No worries.
And I think for the team building, if we have time at the end of this meeting, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
Maybe we're on a rush. So.
Okay, thank you. And the next thing we'll discuss is our website. The product lead will share the current status first, and then others can add your opinions.
Okay, so the website, I started developing it. First, I had some doubts about the cover scheme that we're going to use. I searched online, and it seems that wood is the cover that convinced people of trust and loyalty and society. It's all covered by the blue cover. However, I think for our logo and our name, it's better to use more pastel colors that are a bit blend, but still I think they're the better choice. For the domain name, we have few options. Some of them were obnoxiously expensive, like 45 euros for domain name, which is not going to happen. However, there are two options that I shared in the group chat that were I think, the most desirable options. One of them was 12 euros and the other one was 8-10. I think the last results from the poll that I made was that the 8 euro one is preferred by the team members. So we are going to use let me just see,
It's HulpNet.
HulpNet.org.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because HulpNet.net sounds a bit silly.
Yeah, it sounds very simple. So
HulpNet.net. And this one is also cheaper.
yeah, which will be more desirable for the finance.
How much was it?
8 euros 10 cents on the .net domain. For the website, if you want, I can plug the laptop to the screen, but if not, I didn't make any changes since I show you this Tuesday. We are going to expand the service part because now we have only 3 services and we offer more.
Yeah.
But this is just a trial of what the website is going to look. So about the about page, I put the poster introduction paragraph that we talked about, and for the social media, we haven't really decided yet what we're going to put. So I put most desired options by the other student companies, so we can have a basic idea of what we can choose from. And I think that's it for the website.
Okay, great.
Anyone
Yep.
have any opinions?
I think social media is a bit discussed, but maybe we need to discuss it more in depth.
Yeah.
Because we agreed that, we agreed that we would basically just do Facebook and
Mhm.
Instagram and LinkedIn. And
Mhm.
LinkedIn was like a bit, are we or
Yeah.
not?
Mm.
But we can discuss it more in depth later.
Okay, great. Then can we move on to the marketing part?
At first, I want to share the feedback from Mrs. Split about the marketing plan. She said about targeting. No, sorry. About marketing analysis. She said it is essential. It is like essential to increase student participation because small population of the small student population makes like long-term growth too harder, make it too difficult. So yeah, and about targeting, like many target users, especially living in rural areas and the elderly people, can like don't have like digital skills, so we should do like more stronger marketing effort. And about budget, she said maybe we can we should improve the budget plan because donations have financial risk. We can't estimate how much money we can get. So she said maybe it's crucial to secure additional revenue resources. So maybe we should talk about it maybe later. And about the marketing branding, yeah, I should say maybe three things. At first is social media because we should combine social media and flyers for the marketing because we should make our own website. So we can't use the municipality website, so we should use the social media. And as you told, maybe we should use 3 social media. The first is Instagram for the young, especially for young people like students, because Miss Asbeck said we should increase more like student participation. And Facebook is for our target because people in their 30 to 60 make up most of our targeting customers, so which it is effective way to use Facebook. And LinkedIn is like for increasing our the number of partners like NGO, so maybe we can use LinkedIn for them. And I have already uploaded yesterday the template of social media in the class notes, so please check later. And second is flyer, and Malo and me searched the flyers, and it is possible to request the company to make flyers 1,000 to 2,000 flyers for around 20 euros. So maybe we can request the company. And last is future campaigns. Maybe we should make the other like marketing event. Because as I told you, maybe we should our targeting customer can't like achieve the internet, so we should make the face-to-face event. And Miss Lee said we can there is a market day on 9th March, no, 9th May, so maybe we can use this event, I think. And so maybe I want to talk about the future campaign now. I'm appreciated if you have any opinions.
Do you think online events is enough?
Depends on the result of our flyer. The effect.
I think that's good to use this event as event because maybe the cost will be cheap.
Yeah.
And even if the cost is cheap, we can still try to get some donation. With the donation, if we have enough, we can try to make another event.
Yeah, because this event is gonna happen in school, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get donations.
Yeah.
There's mostly students coming, but I do think it's a good way to spread the word that it is there to help people. We could also maybe do like not really events, but just like go to the sources that we're putting on our websites and just like speak about what we're doing. And then we also leave the flyers then and there, and then maybe we can have like a wider reach. And it's not really events, and it doesn't cost money. We just talk quickly about what it is that we're doing, and then leave the flyers there.
Yeah, if they know who are we, they can introduce us to their clients, and they can benefit from us as well. So
Yeah, that too, and also like talking to the actual clients so they know that we're here.
yeah.
Any other opinions? Okay, then we'll move to the finance plan.
Okay. Year grades. As you well know, we have this document that we have been working very hard on, and didn't pass the first time around. So we got the feedback, and the feedback was mostly about this. Let me lay this out. Okay. Number one thing which was wrong was the reference list. Okay. We're gonna get to that later. Now, thing number two which was wrong was that there were missing some of the scenarios. Because how this works is that essentially I made that we have a realistic scenario, just how our stuff is going to go, the optimistic and the pessimistic. But I had to make a statement, so cash flow and P&L, for each of the scenarios, and in total I had to have 6 statements ready. No, 7. 7 statements ready. I only had 4. So that was not a problem, which is now fixed. Also, the third problem is that I had to talk about some stuff like ROI and mention why there is no break-even analysis, which is now done too. And problem number 4 was that there was some general problem with the way I communicated and articulated everything. So that is also done, I think, because the report is now went through ChatGPT, so it should be fine. But the last thing I think is out of the list is the referencing. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I did the referencing for the sources, and I will also do the referencing for the graphs. Like I will name them and put them in a table of figures. I might have to put like in text, like for to this and this sheet. But I'll look at that after the meeting.
Also, we can do the in-text reference within the report, because he mentions, for example, I saw it in chapter 4, that is the timeline, or it was not here, but anyway, here in the appendix, and that's it. We can like put it properly in appendix 3, statement of whatever is it. You can find this and that.
Yeah, I will
How
look
it's
at it
supposed
after
to
the
be.
meeting.
Yeah. I also touched the milestone part of the timeline a bit. I added one more paragraph because I think it felt emptier. So now I think it's a bit more complete. I added this paragraph. So about the meeting with the business model panels.
I see. Oh, okay. That's the boring part done with the finance. Now, I have to ask you all a question. You know, we're having a lot of discussion on whether one event is enough, 2 events is enough. In my opinion, that thing is without a limit. That's what you call infinity. I think we can host as many events as we want if we have the money. And I think it's a really long time before we reach the cap of when hosting events doesn't do any good for us. So it's all about money. Therefore, what is the thing that we reserve to get the money? Does anyone remember?
What?
Can you
I
repeat that
don't
question?
understand your
What?
question.
What was the way we agreed on to get the money?
By donations,
Donations. Where do we get money?
NGOs,
NGOs,
businesses.
happy people.
Exactly. Philanthropic organizations.
Yeah.
Philanthropic organizations. Well, that's a good option, but here's the problem. Takes time to meet them, takes time to convince them, takes time to receive the money. So if we're gonna do that, we have to do it
No.
ASAP. Correct. What do you guys think?
I believe Nakyeong made a list with all the NGOs around, and we would like write them together.
Yeah, I have something to talk about. I made a list again with a few housing agencies in Zealand, and I'll share it on Teams after the meeting. And actually, I'm not sure if we can realistically get a donation or grants from them, but we will have to try, and I will try sending them an email.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So that's really good that we're gonna commit to it. How many organizations are there?
It's around 15.
So we
Okay.
can use them if they don't donate. We can use them as a marketing campaign. We
Yeah,
can
sure.
leave flyers there, or just say, "Hey, we're
Should just promote
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
That's good.
Can you find a bit more organizations? Thank you. How about 100?
100
Yeah.
in Zealand."
Yeah, let's talk to everyone.
I think 100 is a bit too much.
Yeah, it's a bit too much. I think it's more of the quality over the quantity.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I can search for more housing agencies or bank.
Sure.
But
I'm just saying that if we secure funds, they go to the cause, you know. So if we get any more money into the bank, it's
Mhm.
gonna go straight to the hosting an event or marketing or whatever else. So our fund is limited only by how much money we have.
How do you think we're going to contact with the companies, NGOs, or whatever?
I'm just trying to send an email.
Are you going to make a template that you're going to send?
Yeah, I'm conducting the proposal.
Okay.
But before sending it, we need to decide how much grant we want to request for each.
Like donation.
Yeah, donation.
Yeah.
I think it also differs per donation. Per organization.
I see.
I think.
Then we can decide just maximum or.
Yeah.
I think it's more of the, I don't know how to say it, how much they want to give us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
budget that they have for
Yeah, they all
this
have
type of.
different budgets. I guess.
I see.
I feel like most bigger companies do have a budget for these kind of things, so we should look for more like the bigger companies like Dow or Damen and like try to email them first. I believe if we go that way, we can like efficiently go down the list and also expand the list when it's needed. So imagine if everyone says yes, then we don't need to get to 100 or close to it.
True.
I'll share the proposal after.
I had one more question about finance because we also talked about communication and everyone needs to share their opinion and whatever. Yeah, you said when. Why did you look so scared?
Go on.
When we received the grade, I texted it to you guys and you said, "Oh, it was higher than I expected. It was a 5." So we.
Yeah.
Why did you think we were going to fail? And why did you not tell us?
Oh, because finance is just my learning model. Because I think a resit is not really something you reserve to. Because if you do your best job, so in my mind, you always do your best job. And if you do your best job, there's nothing you can say that could have went better or could have went less better. And if you done your best job, you're gonna receive the highest grade you have possible been able to receive. So you maximize your chances of being in the best time. And if you have done the best job you could have done, and you still don't pass, it's like it's not an obstacle in the way. The obstacle becomes the way. Okay, so because you didn't pass, you're gonna receive the feedback and from the feedback you're gonna learn, make a new report. And since you're always doing your best job in my mind, so I'm always trying to do it the best way. Since I'm always doing the best job, it's not that I failed, it was a part of the learning process.
Did you know that the 5, it couldn't have been lower because 5 was the lowest grade?
No, it was more of a thing that I have done the best thing I could, so I wasn't really thinking about getting a low grade because I just take what I get, but I just expected that I was probably gonna fail because I've had many information sources that, oh wow, the grading on finance is going to be very strict, or this kind of thing. And I also we didn't have a proper structure, and well, we had, but it was another place, so it was really a lot of confusion, and now that's that.
Yeah, but you also, another thing is you asked for my opinion on the report, and I went through it and I gave you all kinds of feedback and you didn't do anything with it. And you handed in the document as it was without what I told you.
Oh, I handed it in before we even spoke.
No, you did not.
No, I handed it in.
Now he handed it to the website, but I sent it to the teacher.
Yeah, but the website one is the final one.
Well, there was some miscommunication, but it's not like this really would have changed a lot because we still have some core parts missing, like statements. A few statements were missing. Without these statements, it's not possible to pass.
Yeah, that's true. But just next time, just tell us.
Be more patient.
Yeah,
let's say.
Because we've also asked you a ton of times, please tell us what happened in the finance class, and you did not. And then one time Dimitar told us what happened in the finance class even though he was not there, and then we were like, why did you not tell us? And you said, I wanted to understand it better first before sending it, but if you send us in a group, we can help you understand it. We're a team and we're supposed to help each other, and we're not competing against one another. And I know that as a CFO you might wanna do these things yourself and be the chief, but we're a team first. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not to attack you, but it's to really let you know that we want to work together and we want to do the best we can and do it together because again, we're a team.
That's a really beautiful and crystallized opinion. You know, that the thing is, there was some major miscommunication, and for example, that time that you're telling that I didn't give you guys what happened in the class was that before you found out I didn't tell you that, one day passed, and during that day I was understanding the information better. I was savoring this information because when you have some really good information to dwell on, okay, you really want to understand it. Because if I just smash some notes, what would it make? You guys just gonna receive some notes, you're gonna read it, what's next? Anyways, those notes are for me to use, and well, you said a good point, we're a team and we're gonna understand it better. But the problem is that it was it's not so easy to generalize, but I really understand, and it's not that, I'm just adding to your point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm happy that you understand.
Yeah, of course I
It's also because for the past week we've been trying to create a new finance document that could be the best thing ever, and it's hard because we don't know what went down in the finance class, and then you came in and you were like, let's do some finance, and we started up the old document again, so we made the new one for basically nothing.
All that happens.
Well, if you told us what happened in the finance class, it would have been good enough and perfect even, and we could have just used that and handed it in, and now we have to start over again and do a document,
Yeah, I see, that's some lost time. Okay, I understand.
Thank you.
Thank you for your insights. I get it. I get it. Also with financing, it is very hard. I mean, the hardest, as someone would say. But don't go in there with the intention to fiddle.
Oh, never.
Okay, don't say it. Okay.
Is this a positive affirmation? I'm just taking whatever I get in life.
Okay. Next time say, oh wow, it's so good.
Okay.
And don't try to
Alright.
aim for the lowest grade there is.
What?
Don't try to aim for the lowest grade there is.
No, that's not the point of my philosophy, but we don't have time to discuss this.
Yeah, thank you for your philosophy.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. The work seems well distributed, and everyone knows what they need to do. But just for confirmation, could you summarize the key decisions made? Just about action plans.
About action plans? We will go ahead with the flyers. I think we do need to talk more about this, especially how we are going to distribute them. We talked about social media also, about the feedback we got, the methods for promotion, also about the different social media we are going to use and why. We talked about the events, how we are kind of going to do this, and Ilya said that we propose as many events that we want, we just need the money. We talked about the donations with the philanthropic organizations. I'm kind of going around. Sorry. We talked about the website. The website is being developed. About the colors, kind of. The domain name, we decided on that. We talked about the HR, about the current state of the team. That some people need to talk a bit less, some people need to talk a bit more. Of the communication, what we just did, I think was actually great. We talked about the class March 24th, we will be there. About the 360 feedback. The team building.
We didn't talk about
this, but honestly, I think we can.
We can skip it for now.
For today.
Yeah, for next time to be discussed. That will be fun. We will do it just in the future.
I think the thing that we haven't discussed yet is the email that we have to make. We have to make our own email. So maybe marketing or I as a product lead can do it. I have no problems with that. Do you prefer to be a Gmail or Yahoo or whatever you want? Yeah.
Gmail.
Gmail, okay.
Yeah, Gmail.
I will make a Gmail account and I will share it in the group.
Thank you. That's perfect.
Because from now on we are going to use that. And also they can send emails to invite companies to donate or to see us from this email.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bit more efficient.
Maybe we could even do like a chat that now.
I'm not quite sure how is it possible even, but I can ask.
Yeah, because that would also look
It will be even better, yeah.
and then they would like really like know that we're still coming.
Yeah. That will be even better.
I don't know if that's possible.
We can try.
But we can ask.
Yeah.
If you don't shoot, you always miss.
So that was the thing that I wanted to
Yeah.
mention.
And then also from the email, maybe we can create the marketing, can create the social media.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, we agreed. I think everyone agreed on Instagram and Facebook.
Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
And so LinkedIn also. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, LinkedIn is for like the donations
Yeah.
to check out the
More big
businesses.
than the company.
And maybe we should also change a little flyer design for the donation
Yeah, maybe.
because we didn't mention about donation in flyers.
Yeah, maybe if we have like the business plan approval, then we get the bank account, and we could like put the bank account number on the flyer. And I think that would be a good way. It's like if you want to donate, you can use this number and
We can make a
the
QR
code.
code or something.
Yeah. Diagram of the.
Yeah.
So can we maybe say like next week for the meeting, can we maybe have some like rough layout for the flyers? That's possible.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Do you have something?
Well, we also discussed like the different SMEs and the grades we as everything except finance, but we also talked about that. We will, after this meeting, all go through the document together, fix the references, the in-text referencing, and then it should be fine, right, Ilya? Then finance should be fine, right?
Finance all fine. All is fine.
Thank you for the positive information.
So, next chairperson.
And should we not talk about
Yeah,
the social
we have
contract?
to talk about the social
Yeah.
contract.
Okay, we can speed it up a bit.
The social contract is quickly just made by 50%. This is basically just rules, engagements, and values of the company, so that's not big deal.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe you can send it.
Did you send me?
I'm still working on it.
Okay. Well, instead you can put it in the class notes and then we can do it and people will sign it. Because I think it's also necessary for the business plan.
Yep.
The next chairperson is
Malo?
Me.
Hello, and the next minute taker is Ilya. Okay, that's fine. Okay, thank you for attending the meeting. I'll now conclude the meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.